Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how you can build a context model for your project using QGIS and Rhino7. And let's start by opening up QGIS. You should make sure that you have the newest version, which for me is 3.28 right now. And before we start, let's save the project. So go to Project, Save As. And it's always a good idea to make a new folder, because we're going to make a lot of different layer files along the way, and it's nice to have them all in one place. So I'll make a new folder and save my file in that one, call it main file, and then we're good to go. We're going to use data from the PDoc plugin, which is this one here with the blue symbol. If you don't see this symbol in your toolbar, then go to Plugins, Manage and Install Plugins, and search for PDoc. And then you should see the PDoc Services plugin, and just click Install here. I've already done that. The first step is to open a Basemap in QGIS, so we can orient ourselves a little bit. So click on the PDoc plugin, and look for GIS, so GRIJS. And this one is a nice base map. Click on Standard to import it to your project. And then you'll see this map of the Netherlands appear, and we can navigate to our project location, which in this case is the campus. The first step is to draw a polygon around the project area that we're interested in, that we can use later on to clip all the data. So we'll do that by creating a new layer. Go to Layer, Create Layer, New Shapefile Layer, and we'll save it in our folder. Let's call it Project Boundary. For the geometry type, we want to choose Polygon. And for the reference system, it's really important that you use the same one as your project, which should be 28992. And then click OK. This referencing system should be the correct one if you use the PDoc data. Otherwise, you can change it by clicking on it and selecting the Amersfoort one. All right, so we've created a new layer for the project boundary now. And with the layer selected, you can toggle on the editing mode by clicking on this pencil symbol, and then click on this green symbol to add a new polygon. So you get this new cursor, and you can just draw a polygon around the area that you want to work with. For me, that's this northern part of the campus. And when you're done, right-click your mouse on the first point where you started. QGIS wants you to give this shape an ID, and it doesn't really matter what you use for this. And then we're done. We can turn off the editing mode again and save the layer. And to make it a bit easier to work with, let's lower the opacity of this shape a little bit by right-clicking on the layer, go to Properties, and just lower the opacity to something like 60. The second thing we will do before we start loading in some data is create a reference point that we can use later on in Rhino to match different layers. So we'll make another layer, go to Layer, Create Layer, New Shapefile Layer, and this time we'll call it Reference. For the geometry type, we'll use Point, and for the referencing system, use the 28992 again. And click OK. We'll turn on the editing mode again, and this time we'll add a point feature and just place a point where you think it won't be in the way later on in the project. So maybe here in this bottom left corner. QGIS wants an ID, doesn't matter what you use, and turn off the editing mode again and save the layer. So now we're ready to actually import some data. And for this project, we'll use data from PDoc. If your project is not in the Netherlands, a good starting point is always OpenStreetMaps. But the country that you're working in might also have more specific data sources, like PDoc in the Netherlands. To download the PDoc data, let's go to your browser and look for PDoc BGT download. Select the first link and click on link here as well. And then you can just navigate to your project location and draw a shape around the part that you want to download. And when you've done that, just click on Mark Download. Once the download is ready, click Download. And the file that you will get is a zip file, so we still have to extract it by right-clicking, Extract All, and just extract it to the folder that we made earlier. We can close all the windows and just drag and drop the layers that we downloaded by selecting all of them and just dragging them onto the Layers panel. You will get a lot of pop-ups, but you can just always click Add Layers. And once the import is done, you can see that the area that we selected is now in QGIS. In the next video, we'll take a look at how to extract data from this dataset.